Acharya Shakil, the powerful Lingayat Seer, Shivamurthy Muruga, accused of sexually assaulting two minor girls aged 15 and 16 in his mutt for over 3 years, was finally arrested last night, 6 days after the FIR was registered, where he has been booked under the stringent POCSO Act. It was days of public pressure and sustained protests that finally led to this action. Shivamurthy has been accused of rape and has been remanded to police custody till the 5th of September. But even till the last minute, he tried to play every trick in the book to avoid arrest. He cited chest pains. His team said he suffered a serious heart condition and could suffer a cardiac arrest. They even said he had been unwell for the last 15 days, said that he had recovered from COVID, but here is the flip side. Police sources say he tried to flee to Dubai to avoid arrest, but was intercepted and sent back to Chitradurga. He was carrying his passport as he was trying to flee the country. The court did not accept the health defense and demanded the seer be present for the hearing, following which they granted the police remand. But there have been glaring lapses in the 6 days leading up to the arrest. While the seer claimed the charges against him were a conspiracy, he was at the scene of the crime before he was arrested. In fact, while the seer was free and at the mutt, a police team along with members of the Child Welfare Committee took the survivors to the hostel as part of the investigation. Imagine them reliving the horror they faced for over 3 years with the seer in the vicinity at that moment. Now all eyes are on the state government, the process of investigation, where there will be any progress at all or not, and the delivery of justice. But this case has also been under the shadow of cover fire from the political class, where all parties have soft-pedaled when talking about the case, and no one has shown sympathy or solidarity with the survivors. In fact, former Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yedurappa called the charges a conspiracy, while the state Congress chief D.K. Shivkumar called the seer a noble man who has done a lot for the state. Clearly, their top priority is the political calculations when dealing with the powerful Lingayat community with the state elections round the corner. The big question remains, even after this arrest, will the system deliver justice to these girls? First, here's what happened today.
A dramatic late-night arrest at the Sri Muruga Mutt in Karnataka's Chitradurga. 6 days after he was booked for raping two minors, the law has finally caught up with Lingayat Seer Shivamurthy Muruga Sharanu. Under heavy security, he was presented before the magistrate court, which sent him to 14 days judicial custody.
People have all gathered here in a huge number as they heard this news of the seer being arrested. How the barricades in hundreds are being placed at DC Circle and at the multiple locations to ensure that the law and order situation is in place and no untoward incidents takes place.
But the very next morning, he was rushed to the hospital after complaining of chest pain.
We have done ECG for Muruga Sharanu. Now it is showing some changes regarding myocardial infarction. Heart attack changes are there.
The excuses, though, fell flat. The seer was taken to the district court in a wheelchair, where he was remanded to police custody till the 5th of September.
You can see the vehicle is very much being parked in front of the court, and that's the entry gate that we're getting to see. There's a police vehicles too being parked right in front of the police. In fact, wanted his custody for 5 days, asked the court for it, and the court says without accused, how will a law even let you for a custody? So the accused will at any cost will have to be present in front of the court.
The seer is facing charges under the Prevention of Children Against Sexual Act and the Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Act because one of the victims is a Dalit. The two girls are aged 15 and 16 years. The seer is accused of beating them and sexually assaulting them for over 2 years with the help of a lady warden, a junior pontiff and other staff. The arrest came only after massive outrage against the Basavaraj Bommai government for not doing enough.
ಕಾನೂನು ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ನಡೀತದೆ. ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತನಾಡುವುದು ಸರಿಯಲ್ಲ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮುಕ್ತವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
Many have blamed the political patronage the seer enjoyed across party lines for the police initially going slow on him. Given the Lingayat community's political clout in an election-bound state, most parties have either maintained silence on the issue or come out in support of the seer.
However big or low a person may be, the offence POCSO law is very clear. I was not happy that many political parties, even our own president, Congress President Mr. Kumar said, he's a noble person.
So will the seer's clout come in the way of a free and fair probe in the case?
Public pressure may have led to the seer's arrest, but the fight for justice is a daunting task because there are many glaring questions emerging from this case. First, if the seer was unwell for 15 days, how did he try to flee? Why? Why did police not arrest him when he was trying to flee to Dubai and the police in fact caught him at Haveri, which is roughly 100 kilometers from Chitradurga? Why didn't the police seize his passport after he was intercepted? Did the seer tamper with evidence when he was at the mud? Remember, that has been the scene of crime. And for all of these 6 days, from the time the FIR was lodged till yesterday, he has been in and out of the mud. Is a court-monitored probe imperative for justice? Should the case be moved out of Karnataka for a fair probe?